Man, I'm truly honored to have you out here. Tell everybody your name, man.
My name is Blinky, William Blinky Rodriguez.
Let me ask you something, Blinky, man. How long ago did you start kickboxing and doing all the stuff that you do with your leg, man?
I started in the martial arts when I was 11 years old. And as the arts went on, became a black belt and ended up becoming a champion in the sport of kickboxing, actually. We were way on the front end when there was no cable television, so we fought on national TV. There was three big ones, Channel 7, Wide World of Sports, Channel 4, Sports World, Channel 2 was NBC, Wide World of Sports. I fought a cat named Bill Superfoot Wallace way back in 1977 and went the first live broadcast nationally. It was a great time in my life, the martial arts, man.
And you're still broadcasting to this day?
Yeah, I'm doing broadcast. I'm every Thursday night on Prime Ticket, on Fox Prime Ticket, and I've been doing the broadcast for 29 years.
And you married a lady who kicks back, man. What was her name?
My first wife's name was Lily.
Right.
Lily Euclides Rodriguez. She was actually a world champion in both boxing and kickboxing.
Right. And what was her brother's name?
Oh, her brother, Benny the Jet Euclides. Any old timers out there in the martial arts, they'll definitely know that name.
All right. And there was a community center or a gym or something you guys created?
Oh, yeah, we own the world famous Benny the Jet Center. We bought a bowling alley, renovated it. It was replete with jacuzzi, steam room, sauna, cold plunge, Japanese baths, restaurant, dorm rooms for exchange students. It was the #1 film location in the city of LA. And, we were managing fighters, training fighters, promoting, producing fight shows, and it was a great time of life.
And that was in what part of LA?
That was in Van Nuys, in the San Fernando Valley.
In the San Fernando Valley.
Right there in the Civic Center.
So listen, man, not to turn the story, but the way that I know you, the reason that I know you is because something else happened in your life to put you in this field, the same field I'm in. What was that, man?
Well, I've always had a heart for community, even way back in the 70s, of helping out young men. But in 1990, one of my 5 sons got murdered. And, people say, yeah, well, so what? A lot of kids get killed. Well, it happened to be mine, my carbon copy.
Sir.
And at that point in time in my life, things just changed. And I wanted to be able to do something. I really believed the calling of God was upon my life at that time to forgive the 3 guys that murdered my son. And as a result, we ended up back in the neighborhood that killed them. And when I say we, I'm talking about me and Donald Big D Garcia. And we started a peace treaty there.
And what year was that?
That was October 31st of 1993.
Right. And I think it became very famous in '93 with that meeting. A lot of different neighborhoods came together. What was the thing with that, man, about drive-by shootings or what?
Well, it was that one meeting that turned into a meeting almost every Sunday for a year. And it was about stopping the violence. It was about stopping the drive-bys. It was about promoting, safety in the community. Now, there was a lot of pros and cons going on. There was a lot of controversy going on. This is back in the day. There was no intervention. Intervention wasn't sexy. Intervention wasn't language. It was raw. And so those meetings every single Sunday, we would have a chance to talk to all the different, it was 76 hoods showing up. And at the end of the day, if there was 2 factions that had an issue, we would resolve them. They would stay back and we would try to mediate and resolve them before they left so that nothing would happen that night.
Right. So you guys were bringing peace in the community, man. And then it morphed. So you got an agency, an organization that you created. And what was the name of the organization and what is it changing to now?
Well, it was called Communities and Schools. We're now Champions in Service. But there was a vehicle in which when it became very clear to me, at that time I still owned a gym, but I really believe God was calling me to take this issue on because I had lived the loss of a son and because the community needed it, especially in the Latino community. People were stepping over bodies like it was just normal, and there's nothing normal about burying your kid, about burying your son. Right. And so that's how the work really began. That's how we became a nonprofit organization. And now, the work has grown. It's kind of a cottage industry, if you want to call it that. But there's a lot of need out there. And so it's been a real honor to be able to be in the forefront of policy. And it's an open field.
Right. So look, so one of the times that, well, the first time that I met you, you think, well, the second time I met you, but you were doing something in the valley, man. We were playing softball. Bo Taylor brought us. We had a busload of people that came from South LA to the valley. We played softball and we marched around. Do you remember the march? This was
Yeah,
probably 2000.
we marched all the way. It was in Pacoima,
Right.
and we ended up walking through the projects. And we've done well over 200 sporting events since that event. And we've been able to use sports as a common denominator to promote peace. Right. And with rival neighborhoods, with the element of people that nobody wants to help, nobody wants to run. The people that everyone's running from, those are the people we serve.
Right.
And I've been serving them faithfully. And I gotta add, or I wouldn't respect myself or anybody even taking the time to listen to this. I give God all the glory, all the praise for everything going on. We earn it from the sweat of our brow. He gives us the increase.
Yes, sir. All right, so I appreciate it. So I want to see, is there a last thing, a question I didn't ask, or something that people need to know about the Valley, about Champions in Service, something about Blinky, anything that you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's obviously there's other things that are needed, education, always jobs, and in some way we're providing some of that as an agency, as an organization, as a ministry. But at the end of the day, the slogan rings loud in my heart still, and that is no mother's crying, no baby's dying. Because when fear comes in, communities are held hostage. And so let's keep the peace, let's promote it, let's talk about it. We all know somebody we can talk to help defuse particular situations.
Yes, sir. And I'm grateful for my mentor, Bo Taylor. I'm grateful for your the person who was by your side, Donald Garcia. Both of them have gone on to heaven without us, man. So it's a pleasure to work beside you, Blinky, still to this day. So thank you for that. Thank you for the interview.
All right. God bless you, man.
Thank you.